All right, the limited power takeoff. It's kind of a variation on the theme of the level acceleration takeoff. We're simulating that we're operating in an area, well, either simulating or actually operating in the area where we do not have a suitable surface for a rolling takeoff, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to first pick the helicopter up to a hover, um, and then slowly begin accelerating the helicopter into forward flight. Now, looking at our current conditions, we should be hovering around 69%. We'll confirm that once we pick it up to a 5-foot hover. Whatever we actually get, it's been hovering around 3% low, so probably about 66% is what I would expect to see here. So once I pick it up to a hover, I'm going to restrict myself to 66% for this takeoff. Now, if I were in actual conditions, so let me go to the perf page here, take off the HDU and zoom in. If I were in actual conditions, say 7,000 feet, 30 degrees with an 18,500 pound aircraft, my required in-ground effect hover torque would be 90%, and my dual engine max torque is 93%. I would use this 93%. Now you got to be careful with that, because if I pull that 93%, I'm going to be up against my dual engine TGT limiter. I'm going to potentially droop the rotor. Could also be NG limiting, just depends on the conditions. For this particular scenario, it's going to be TGT limiting. But just be mindful of that. Be very careful with that. So if you have the power, use it. Never deny yourself power available. That's how you get yourself into trouble. But just be aware that if you are actually operating in this high, hot, and heavy condition, note whatever your IG hover power is, and then your dual engine max torque, and use that dual engine max torque. By all means, use that dual engine max torque. It'll help you out a lot. For training, though, down here at sea level in a nice light helicopter, we're just going to use hover power to simulate operating in those high altitude conditions. So let me bring my control indicators up and come up to a hover. Too much pedal. Keep bringing in that power. Coming up to 5 feet trim. There's 5 feet right there. So I'm hovering, looks like 67. 66%. Yep. All right, cool. Next, I'm going to go up the transition mode of symbology. I'm going to control my heading with the pedals. So let me get better aligned with my takeoff direction here. And I'm going to just start slowly applying a little bit of forward cyclic while I'm doing this. Easy on the pedals. Trim. There we go. Working on getting that velocity vector straight up and down the 12 o'clock probe of the line of sight. Continuing to accelerate the helicopter, maintain that level VSI through through VETL. I'll get it out eventually. We'll take and apply a little bit of pedal, place the aircraft in aerodynamic trim commensurate with the obstacles. At VX, about 50 knots, I'm going to apply just a little bit of aft cyclic. Notice that my power has reduced. I have to increase the power to top it back up to my simulated power limit of 66%. Trim, and continue accelerating up to my max endurance rate of climb or desired airspeed. Oop, too much torque. Reduce the torque just a little bit. There we go. And climb up and out. Need a little bit more left pedal for aerodynamic trim as well. Limited power takeoff.